Hey everybody, Big Ant here, and today I wanted to make a video showing you guys this arcade cabinet that I had actually built a few years ago to be part of my Halloween display. I've kind of fashioned it to be a dedicated Zombies Ate My Neighbors cabinet, but in reality it's got a RetroPie in it and it plays around 1,000 games. I knew I wanted to combine my love of Halloween and retro gaming together, and I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do that. And so I was racking my brain. I knew I wanted a two-player game that was kid-friendly and would be easy to pick up and play. And then I remembered, oh yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and I used to love playing that game back in the day on my Super Nintendo. And so once I had a game figured out, I was like, well, how can I put that out there? I didn't want to just throw a system out there with a couple basic controllers. Just like, oh, here, just play this game. So I was like, well, I got to design a cabinet for it. And I was like, and I want it to be something really cool. So I was like, it's got to be a zombie themed cabinet. And I wanted to be kind of military looking at the same time. And I'm sure some of you horror fans out there will probably instantly recognize my inspiration here behind this design. Obviously, it's based on the Tarman barrel. And when I was originally building this, I was actually going to have the monitor here facing upwards. But when I was doing play testing, had a monitor laid here and I was playing it for a period of time. I realized that it was kind of cumbersome to be above it and staring down the whole time. So then I said, okay, well, I want the monitor to be up. And I didn't just want to randomly have a monitor sitting on top of the barrel. So then I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I've got this giant ammo can that I've had for years now that I don't do anything with. So I bolted the ammo can to the top of this 50-gallon barrel here and cut it out and put some rubber on here so as not to have anyone cut themselves on the sharp edges, and mounted the monitor in there. This is something I still want to go back and change. I don't like how you can see the Dell bezel and all that. Like, I may get a larger monitor, remove it, and mount it a little differently and everything. And the speakers are actually mounted inside behind there. And the other thing, I was like, well, what am I going to do for the actual controls? And I wanted to do something really cool. And then I realized, oh, yeah, you know what? I've got a couple more ammo cans. And so I was like, man, how cool would it be to have the controls mounted inside of ammo cans? I was like, that would look really cool and keeps it all military themed and kind of zombie-ish and everything. So I came up with this idea, and man, this was incredibly difficult to make these things. I must have gone through probably 15 different drill bits trying to drill these holes for these buttons. That was a huge undertaking that I was not prepared for. I kept constantly just burning up bits. And I'm sure that's my fault because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I powered through, and this honestly took days. It took me days in multiple drill bits to get these drilled out. And then another problem I had when I was done was I didn't have a lot of material here in between the buttons. So by the time I was done with me pushing on it and forcing the drill bit through, this became really warped and this was no longer flat. So then I came up with the idea of taking two giant washers with a nut and bolt and putting one washer on the top, one on the bottom, and hitting it with an impact gun and essentially flattening the metal back out, around each hole with the washers and impact gun. And it worked out really well. Got everything back to being square and flat again. So I was really happy with the way that turned out. This is one of the coolest things I think about this cabinet is the actual control panels themselves. I got to finish taking this sticker off here. And then the other thing, because I wanted this to be a dedicated setup for Zombies Ate My Neighbors, I went ahead and made these custom stickers here. That way when kids came up to play, it was pretty obvious how to play. You got your start button, and then all of your action buttons and everything like that. And because I still enjoy this on my own too, I added these little buttons here on the side for whenever I play arcade games. That way I can add quarters and stuff like that for playing other games outside of just SNES games and stuff like that. Oh, and by the way, this number, that's a real phone number, guys. I highly recommend you guys call that number. It's pretty hysterical, actually. I was pretty happy with that. But as you can see here, I made more vinyl for the sides and everything. Like I said, to kind of bring all the theme together. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I had it out there for Halloween the past 2 years now, and the kids love it. They instantly walk up and start playing, and they just think it's one of the coolest things ever. They really enjoy it and stuff, and I really enjoy it too. Like I said, it's one of those things when you see it, you're like, oh man, that's just really cool. At least I think so anyway. And everyone else who's seen it was like, oh, that's pretty neat. So I was happy with it. overall, like I said, you know, the only thing I still really want to change is the monitor. That's on my list of things to do. I picked up this barrel off a buddy of mine. I think I bought it for like 50 bucks. Had to repaint the whole thing, sanded it down, painted it. And then, like I said, the whole project didn't cost me too much outside of this because I'd already had the ammo cans. All three of them, actually. I already had all these ammo cans laying around. So I had to buy the barrel. I think I got this monitor for $5 from Goodwill, and it actually had the little speakers that mount underneath of it with it already. So I just took that off and, like I said, put it behind the monitor there. So really that, and then the Raspberry Pi, and then the buttons and everything, I'd say I'm probably in this for $100, somewhere around there. And it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to work on the image I'm running on it, because right now it's just a very basic RetroPie image, but I'll probably add some more flair to it and everything like that. But that was it, guys. Like I said, I really wanted to start showing you guys some of these arcade cabinets that I'm working on. So that, I did a video on that one last week, and I'll do a video on this one probably in another week or so. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate it.